Welcome back to More Sip the Tally. I'm your host, Coach Evans, and on today's show, we're going to talk about Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals and some of the issues they have upcoming. He was recently on First Take and shared some of his opinions about who the Bengals should keep, about the excitement between I don't want to say rivalry, but the competition between him and Lamar and how it's exciting. Let's get into what Joe had to say about First Take and react to it. Welcome back to More Sip the Tally. Let's get started. All right, welcome back. Let's take a listen to what Joe had to say, and then we'll talk about it at the end of each segment.
Be under no circumstances do we lose a Jamar Chase, that's a brother that needs to stay in Cincinnati as long as you're there?
Yes, of course. That's everybody sees what he does on the field week in and week out for us. He's a guy that continues to make big time plays every single time he touches the field. So when you have a guy like that, you can't let him leave the building.
What about T. Higgins, Joe?
Yeah, that's a guy that we got to keep too. When he's on the field, he's a game changer for us, not only for our team, but for Jamar. You know, teams can't just focus in on him and double him and cloud him. They have to worry about T. Higgins on the other side of the field. And, you know, we have the space that we need to keep both of those guys.
So as a quarterback, I'm always going to say I need to keep my two top targets because, like he said, having T with Jamar Chase, you can double him, but you can't consistently do it because T can hurt you just as well. In my opinion, T's the number one receiver as well. He's not Chase. Chase is the Triple Crown winner from this year. And what I mean by that, he led the league in yards, catches, and touchdowns. But T provides a level of relief, so to speak, for Jamar, because if you try to focus your entire coverage and roll everything to Jamar, T will hit you upside the head with some amazing numbers himself. And so what Joe is saying, they need to try to keep both players. Next, he was asked about Lamar Jackson and what it's like to consistently go against him, 2, maybe even 3 times a year.
I think, number one, it's exciting for the game to see me and Lamar play each other twice a year, usually once on prime time. Last 2 years, it was Thursday night. To have all of us playing at the same time, playing at the level that we're playing at, I think it's great for the game. Yeah. It's great for the fans to be able to see that. It's tough for us competing against each other week in and week out, but I think it's exciting. It's always exciting for me when we get a chance to play those guys.
And what do you mean when all of us playing at the same time? They were talking about earlier, all of them being in the same conference. Joe, Lamar, Josh Allen, Herbert, Pat, just all those quarterbacks that are in the AFC, and it's tough sledding to even get out of the AFC. Because, even if you beat up on each other, you still got to deal with Pat. So, again, it's exciting. I think the 2 best quarterbacks outside of Pat are Joe and Josh. I gotta put Josh in there too. Josh is the MVP. I'm not gonna slander him like that. So Joe, Lamar, and Josh in no particular order. And on this part here, he was asked about the defensive side of the ball, about Trey Hendrickson and some of those other guys, and this is what he had to say about them.
Like you said, we need Trey back. We need to give him what he's worth and what he deserves. He's earned that. And we need our young guys to come on. We need to draft well. We need guys to come in and produce immediately.
Yes.
We don't have time to wait around.
Right.
And I think we have the young guys that are capable of going into an off season, training the way that they need to, taking advantage of all the opportunities that they can, and come out and play well early.
Again, they said they need Trey back. Trey led the league in sacks this year. Probably going to demand a nice chunk of change. But Cincinnati has been one to be kind of cheap. So that's some guys that they're going to have to come out the pocket for, or some changes are going to be made. But let's continue. And so to kind of end this, Stephen A. kind of keeps it real with him about the fact that that's a lot of money about to be shelled out amongst about 3 or 4 people here in the near future.
To confess, I'm very worried about you with what you're saying. We got to keep Jamar Chase. We got to keep T. Higgins. We got to keep
Trey Hendrickson.
You got to keep a whole bunch. This is Cincinnati now. I mean, this is that ownership. You confident that they're going to be willing to keep all of those guys?
The cap is going up each year. We just got new TV deals, so the cap's going to continue to go up.
TV money. Yep.
And we all want to stay together, so we're all going to do what it takes to do that. And we have great players that have done great things and deserve to be paid. They're going to be paid what they're worth, whether we do it or somebody else. I hope we do it. I think we've had the discussions that the guys are going to get paid that need to get paid, and so it's a big offseason for the Bengals.
He mentioned that the guys are going to get paid whether it's with them or with somebody else. That's a lot of money coming up for a bunch of guys. Let's kind of get into the nuts and bolts real quick of what they're actually facing. Give me 1 second to set it up. Now, the Bengals currently have about $43 to $46 million in cap space. And these are their free agents this year, like about to pop off right now. Main one that really even matters is T. Higgins. T is going to command a pretty penny. And right now, I think on his 5-year option, 21. Or was it franchise? Whatever it was they did with him last year, he made 21. As now he's unrestricted free agent. So he's first up. And so he's going to cut into that $43 million if they sign him. Now, flip over. These other guys here are eligible for extensions as well. And these technically they're free agents next year. And that's Trey Hendrickson and that's Jamar Chase. The rest of these guys, they matter, but we just talking about these three guys individual, and the three guys that they mentioned on First Take. It's T. Higgins this year, and next year it's Trey Hendrickson and Jamar Chase. Now, when are they going to pay these guys? That's the question. Because you got about 43 right now, and keep in mind you got to fill your roster out as well. All three of those guys will command a nice chunk of change. Jamar led the NFL in every receiving category that matters this year. Trey led the NFL in sacks. T, who's not Jamar Chase, who's the number one receiver in his own right. Where are they going to find the money to sign everybody? Joe said that they all want to play together and they all going to do what it takes to do that. Are they going to take discounts? Young guys in the prime of their career about to get their first massive contract. They're going to take discounts for that? I think not. So somebody's leaving out of those three. I'd be willing to bet it's T. Who do you think is leaving? So whoever you think the Bengals would not sign, put it in the comment section. And this is Coach Evans with another episode of More Sip to Tally. I appreciate you guys for coming back. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. So like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.